Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I am Benjamin, and the theme of today's video are chains that appear on banknotes. Chains have never appeared on a banknote, I am sure, as the major overarching design or vignette, but they are present on many different banknotes. Recently, I did a 45 chat of Burma, and the gentleman on the front side of that note actually seemed to have chains hanging over his shoulders. So I don't know what that was about, but it's definitely an interesting note. And so we're going to look at these other notes that depict chains on today's episode. The first one I'm going to share with you is from Lao. It is a 5-kip. And on this side, we have a beautiful scene of a mounted elephant. And I may be wrong, but from my time reading little stories out of India, from Rudyard Kipling and others, I believe they're called a mahout, somebody who's riding on an elephant. I could be wrong there. But if you look carefully at the feet of this elephant and at the back of this elephant, probably from up here where the driver is controlling the elephant, there's chains that hang down and attach to the feet of the elephant. And while over here in the U.S. it's very common to see elephants chained up back in the day when they were at a circus, I think that was for their safety as much as it was for the public. And I suspect that in this case it forms more of a rudimentary stirrup or reins, as it were, kind of like the leather thongs that are used to pull on a horse's mouth so that they know how to or what direction they need to go to. But anyway, chains on a 5-kip of Lao. The next note I'm going to share with you is from Myanmar, and this is a 200 chat, and it came out in 1998. And let's see if we can't recenter this note for you guys. No chains on the front, just a chinze, which is a fantastic beast, a toothy beast. And on the back of the note we have an elephant, and the elephant is chained to a log, and they're moving those logs. And I remember thinking about how heavy a log must be for an elephant to be able to pull on it. Maybe it's a teak log. I know teaks were very dense and very heavy pieces of lumber. We're going to move from there to 1,000 rupee of one of my favorite countries to collect, and that's Sri Lanka. And this particular elephant is one of a pair on this side that is dressed up in a fancy costume. But as costumey and as revered as the beasts are, if you take a look, they still are chained up around their feet. And, I think I've said that it may be for their safety, but I'm sure it's for people more than the elephant. I'm pretty sure that's just for our protection. We're going to move to a 10 kwacha note, and this is not a country that has elephants on their money, but it does have chains, and by way of one of the most famous means possible. Right here next to the giraffe is a famous statue of a real person who at a very opportune time was able to take a chain and snap it while he was being recorded. And you have a statue made from this incident called the Chain Breaker. And that deserves a video all of its own, and someday it will get one. But it's a fantastic image of a black man breaking his chains of imprisonment, whether it's by his own culture, his own people, his own nation, or his own circumstances of life. What a lovely thing for anybody of any color to be able to go, I am the master of me. Nobody owns me. I am my own master. Let's move from that nation to the nation of Seychelles, where they have a statue of their own chain breaker. Do you see him? Right here on the right-hand side of the note, there is their chain breaker, and he is breaking chains. Popular theme. On this side, no chain breakers, but musical instruments, dancing and drumming. All of which would be a neat vignette in and of their own right. We're going to look at this image of Argentina next. This is a 5 peso of Argentina. One of their later notes. And you have a celebratory war scene on the front, a general. And on the back, you have Cerro de la Gloria with a hyphen of Mendoza. and you have horseback, you have riders, you have guns, you have a trumpet player, and you have a winged, I'm going to assume, Liberty, or the Patria, I don't know, a winged Liberty anyway, and she is holding aloft chains that have been broken in half. So who knows? You know, they're throwing off their colonizers, and I believe in this case Spain, although they seem to have had more problems with Great Britain lately than they do Spain. Let's move from there to Brazil, a neighboring country, and we have a 50 Cruzeiros Valor Legal with Princesa Isabella on this side of the note. And on the other side of the note, we have a beautiful scene of, I don't know, we have one of those classic scenes that you would see on an American note or a Canadian note or a Mexican note, well, really any banknote made by the American Banknote Company, of which this note was. It looks like an idealization of liberty, doesn't it? There's rays and there's a tablet, just like our Statue of Liberty. And look what else there is. In the foreground to the right of this statue are some ankle bracelets and some wristlets and chains that have been broken, signifying a freedom earned, fought for, or given, but regardless, evidence of a former restraint that is no longer applicable. This is a Yugoslavian banknote, 1,000 dinara, and this is one of my favorite gypsies in the world. It's strange that the previous note was a Brazilian note, because they had a leader who was also a gypsy, and the gypsies don't get a lot of compliments or taken care of very nicely in the world press. Even now, there's a negativity to being a gypsy. But gypsies have figured prominently on banknotes around the world, and this note and one from Brazil has gentlemen who were gypsies that appeared on them. And behind this iron worker, you can see for yourself equipment, tooling equipment, chains, hooks to carry big heavy weights. So the chains that have shown on certain notes have been the kind that manacle a man or a beast, but in this case, it is a chain used as a tool by man and beast to manipulate a resource. Lovely, lovely banknote. And the final note I want to share with you is from West Africa, the West African states. It is a 100 franc, and there is chains on this note as well. I don't see them on this side of the note. Let's flip it over and take a look. Yes, we can see the chains on this side of the note. The chains on this side of the note have to do with the object that appears here in the bottom right-hand corner, this section right here. You have, in my mind, it almost looks like it could be the arms of the nation, but it looks like some sort of decorative piece. And yet around the beast on this side and around the beast on that side are chains that have them encircling the neck and pulled to either end. So I don't know what that means, guys, but it is a beautiful note to finish a popular theme of chains on banknotes. Do you have other notes that you can think of that you can add to this theme list of chains that appear on a banknote? I hope that you will add to the list through the comments, and perhaps even deign to like and subscribe and see all my new postings as they come out. I am Benjamin. This is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin, and I hope that you have a jewel of a day.